My name is Louise Potter. Welcome back to Teaching Education's teaching channel on YouTube. Today our topic is going to be about something that probably most of you will say, Louise, we do that in our classrooms every day. We're going to talk a little bit about differentiating instruction. So what does that actually mean, to differentiate instruction? It means to tailor instruction to meet your students' needs. Okay, so you observe, you understand the differences and the similarities between your students, and you use that information to plan your class, to plan your instruction. So as I said, probably you will say, but we do that. But sometimes when we do things in practice, we don't realize that understanding a little bit more about the theory that underlies it will make our teaching more effective, and not only that, our students' learning much more effective as well. So let's think about it. What does it mean to differentiate your instruction? We can think about it in three different phases. Okay, you can differentiate your instruction by the content, by the process, or by the product. So what does it mean by the content? By the content, you differentiate what your students actually need to learn. By the process, are the activities that the students are doing in order to learn. And by the product is what your students show you, the way they show you that they actually learned what you want them to learn. Okay, so when you differentiate instruction, you design classes according to your students' needs. Okay, you group your students according to what they know and what they don't know, okay, and according to their different styles. And you also assess them on a daily basis, okay? Not only on a daily basis, but through on every step of the way, you're always assessing them, okay? So that's very, very important. It's a very important part of differentiating instruction, okay? So as I've already stated in the article that I wrote saying lesson planning versus student learning, careful thought must be put into every step of the way. So how you prepare your class, how you're going to assess your class, and every part of the way, okay? So it's very important for you always to take your students into consideration. But as I said, you probably do that anyway. So what does it mean actually to differentiate your instruction? So when we talk about content, okay, so you can design activities that cover various levels of Bloom's taxonomy. What are these levels? We can divide them in HOTS and LOTS, okay? So what would be the HOTS? The HOTS would be the higher order thinking skills, which would be analyzing, evaluating, creating, okay? This is what we really want to aim at with our students. And the LOTS would be the lower order thinking skills, which would be remembering, understanding, applying, which is the way actually I learned in school, okay? We usually remember something, we know it by heart, and then we apply it. Okay, but what we really want to work with our students nowadays is with the higher order thinking skills, which is creating, analyzing, and evaluating, okay? So students who have more difficulty will probably work, first of all, in the lower order thinking skills. And the ones who have, they don't have much difficulty will go already beyond that, and they will work in the higher order thinking skills. Okay, so that's how you could, let's say, differentiate your content. So depending on your students, on their styles, you would have different kind of activities for them. Okay, so in the process, you could use learning stations. So depending on your students' levels, they go to one station or the other station. So you have various different activities according to the Bloom's taxonomy levels. And so your students can feel, oh, I'd like to go to that one, or I'd like to do this one. So you give them a choice. Okay, so they feel at ease. They say, wow, I can do that. That's easy. So it makes it, they feel more comfortable in the classroom. Okay, so that's one point that's very important for you to give to your students is choice. Apart from that, you should also vary the length of the time to complete the task. Okay, so depending on some activities, some students, they're very quick at reading. So they'll do it in no time at all. Others are better at listening. So depending on your students, you can also vary the length of time to complete that certain activity. Lots of hands-on activities are very important also. So when you're working, that's why I love learning stations. When you work with learning stations, you can vary the activities, and students are working according to what they prefer. but you know what your goal is. So they're all going to achieve the goal no matter what. Okay, so that's very important. So giving the students the option of how to report back to you is very important. So then you're differentiating in the product. Okay, so let's say a student who likes to write might write a paragraph for you to report back something they learned. A student who likes to talk will do an oral presentation. A student who likes to draw can maybe do a graphic organizer for you. Okay, and one thing that is very important is always have rubrics. Okay, so tell your students what you're assessing, how you're assessing them. That's a very important point. So what did we talk about today? Okay, so differentiating your instruction in 3 different ways: through content, through process, and through product. So when you understand a little bit more of this theory, when you're planning your class, you can already plan thinking, okay, so I'm going to prepare different contents for different styles of students, and how they're going to do this activity. So also you can make a list of all the different ways. So how can they present this to me? Again, for the product, you make a list of other different ways. So it makes it easier, not only for you, it's more effective for you as a teacher, and for the students, it's much more effective as well. Okay, so if you'd like to know a little bit more, go to our site, www.teachin.com.br, and we'll see you back in another time. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.